what are your thoughts on marriage?
My thoughts on marriage.
Personally,
Yeah,
your outlooks.
I mean,
I imagine you must be hopeful since you just
as a
got one.
newlywed,
So
I
of
mean,
course,
I think it's like a big part of me was growing up like you're always taught that you need to be married, all of that. But as I mature, I guess, I realized like a marriage is really, and they always say this in like masses, like it's really a decision because now I'm only been married officially with the church like less than 2 weeks, but I've been civilly married for 4 years, and already there's so many things we butt heads about. Na parang sometimes I'm like, I can't believe like that's how you'd approach a situation. So a lot of times it's very easy to be like, I want to like I could leave you easily. Like that thought, admittedly, goes to my head when I'm really angry. But like they always say, it's a choice. But I do believe there are a few things that I don't believe in. I don't believe in getting married because of your children. Like if you get a woman pregnant, I don't think that you
yeah,
should get married because of that.
automatic na,
Yeah.
diba?
I actually am.
That's the mindset.
That's really like parents. Kahit kailan na kayo magpapakasal, like I'm really actually vocal that I with my friends like who've gotten pregnant and have. I'm like, don't get married because of
Yeah,
that.
it's
And
like you're settling lang. 'Cause
yeah,
may
yeah,
anak,
yeah,
so
exactly.
automatic marriage.
Yeah, it's like actually the recipe for like disaster, but it works for some. And second, I don't believe in staying together for your children. Like as a product, like me and my sister and my brother, our parents divorced or got an annulment when I was 6 years old, and I couldn't have been any happier because seeing your parents. I also grew up with a family that would always fight, like a cousin of mine, like they'd always fight. Their parents would always fight, and you see it. It's so toxic for the children to see. So I'd rather they live separately and co-parent than parent and let their children be exposed to all that fighting negativity.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes it is healthier to
Diba?
part ways.
Yeah.
In the
Amicably.
long run.
Yeah,
It's
amicably.
better.
What's your take on that?
With
On marriage? Like what's your non like parang like what I just said, like I don't agree with this. What's something that you have?
well, I have mixed feelings because idealistic ako na
Yeah,
tao.
I
Like
get you.
I hope for the best, but of course, if I'm also practical na when things aren't working out, na
But
of
at
course,
what point do you say na parang this is enough?
I think there are deal breakers
There are
talaga.
deal breakers.
When it's really toxic, when you're pulling each other down, na,
Walang
when
respect,
it's
diba?
respect, when the other is detrimental to your personal growth,
Yeah.
then there
That's
are
a good point.
instances, but you need to discern because it varies.
Yeah.
Someone can't just give advice if they don't know the full picture. It's you personally
Who needs to want it?
who would know on what
Do you
decision
believe
to
in
take.
couples therapy?
I think it helps, but there's an element to it that's very clinical,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
masyadong step by step.
Yeah.
That it's just
Structured.
like a formula you're just subscribing to, which
Yeah.
doesn't work because as human beings we're very complex and diversified.
It is hard. Actually, I was telling my husband I want to do couples therapy while we don't have any problem just to see how that would
You
work.
can
Diba?
try it out, but I think with
He's like, we don't need an added expense. I'm like, we need couples therapy for this. Expense versus savings discussion.
Yeah.
That's a normal thing in your marriage. Are you both the type to like manage your finances?
I prefer separate finances.
Okay, ako rin.
But of course, if the other needs a help, of course, I'd be
Yeah.
there to support. Pero ayoko yung magulo
Mag-join?
or feeling ng isa entitled siya to
Yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
this just because
We're married. That's
Yeah.
true. Actually, what I was telling with my husband, why I prefer separate is because I don't want my husband bugging me about what I'm buying. Because he's super opposite of me. He likes to like save everything. Whereas me, like I like to spend on food and memories, like travel, stuff like that.